Nathan, 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 NathanIvy.com. Mr. Ivy, know the show must go on. And far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, close fish, yeah, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlatives, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airways, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info about it? Hey, yo, John O. B. the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Grippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati Reds at. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at.
About a week and a half, man. It feels great. Man, great to be back with you. Hello, everybody. How are you? I know I surprised you, right? I didn't put a notification out or anything, but we are going live this morning, and obviously I feel good enough to get back into the saddle. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. As much as things change, some things stay the same. So our number is still the same, 513-873-7134. If you want to share your thoughts this morning, boom, there he is, your boy still here. I'm still alive. You know, it's going to take more than some COVID to take your boy out. I'm still here doing my thing. Look at this black art. You ain't ready for that, man. Y'all not ready for that. Got the whole black swag going on. Yeah, boy. Yeah, still here. Curly whites. Still got that gleaming smile. You know what I'm saying? The flows are still sharp. But I was down for a while. I believe COVID. I did not take a test, but I believe COVID by all of the symptoms. And still dealing, as you could tell, with someone got dang on residual effects of it. What COVID feels like is what everybody says. It feels like an extreme cold, extreme flu. That's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? And then to complain and whine about, you do what you got to do and you move on. So that's what we did. It swept through the entire house. The entire house. You know what I'm saying? One by one, took all of us out the game. And I spent about a week isolated in my son's room, which was, I mean, oh my God, it's just human beings are not made to be confined in very small spaces. He has a small room, in our opinion, off the top, but with my body in his room, it just, oh my God. But you got to do what you got to do. But nonetheless, it swept through the whole body like you get some COVID. You get some COVID and you get some COVID. And again, this is just my own diagnosis. We did not go to the doctor or take any tests or anything like that. We got some tests a little later, but by then we felt like we might as well just call it a day. We already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But so am I 100%? No. But do I feel good enough to do the show? I mean, at 65%, I'm 95% better than a lot of these talking heads anyway. So, you know, it's all a wash. So please like and in particular share today's show. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Good morning, everybody. Yeah, buddy. Thank you for all the well wishers. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love, the well wishers, people reaching out from all over the country. I'm getting phone calls and text messages and all kinds of stuff, man. So appreciate it. Thank you very much. We gonna be okay. Everybody gonna get it. Everybody gonna get it. It's not about, as I've been telling you, it's not about if, it's about when. That's just how this Omicron-ish is. So expect to get it. Even if you don't go anywhere, some way groceries are coming in your house and people are not as disciplined as they were when things first hit, right? At first, people was wiping down milk cartons and anything that came into your house, you wiping that ish down, right? Stop doing that. Caught up with us. But I feel good. I mean, I'm glad I got the vaccine, and I'm healthier now than I've ever been in my entire life. So all of that contribute to the fact that it hit me, it sat me down, but it didn't take me out the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it would have been like if I was in less shape. You know, your boy, your boy. You know what I'm saying? Your boy, you put that work in over the last 2 years, so my body's strong. You know what I'm saying? All the way around, eating healthy every day, watching what you eat, working out, and then taking the vaccine. But it's hard to say. I don't know how to play the what if game. I can't say what if I didn't have the vaccine, how would it have hit my body, and what if I wasn't in good shape? I don't know. I don't know. So what's the moral of the story? When you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Yo, that's the moral of the damn story. Simple as that. So take care of yourself, take care of your family. And the tough nights were like, the fevers, the sweats back and forth, the body aches, all that kind of stuff. I experienced all of that. Weird ass dreams, just the weirdest dreams. I will say, ever since being sick, every night I remember my dreams. But at the height of it, I had the weirdest, crazy dreams about all kind of crazy ish that was going through my head. I'm waking up like, what am I dreaming about this for? What's going on? What else? Oh, the brain fog that you read about that. I experienced a bit of that. It went away. Um, and then, just like the congested chest and all that kind of stuff. I don't smoke. So, my lungs are relatively healthy. So, that's clearing up day by day. The hard part for me was just not doing shit. That shit. Who want to sit around and not do anything? Man, I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do things out here. But other than that, it was what they say. It was like extreme cough. I mean, cold symptoms, extreme flu symptom. That's what COVID felt like for me. If in fact that's what it was, I don't know. Good morning to you. A couple days late, but who they nation, y'all gonna take it anyway. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? The Bengals, and y'all not gonna like everything I have to say about the Bengals. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're not gonna like everything I have to say because everybody else just tells you the same old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I haven't listened to other talk show hosts across the nation, quite honestly, at all. But I already know. You know what I'm saying? It's rare to get something rare. And I want to first say congratulations to the Bengals. All the people that said that Zach Taylor wasn't a good coach, you were absolutely wrong. He can't coach, man. Remember that? He can't coach, man, because his name is Zach. Uh-huh. Sit your ass down with your horrible analysis. Looks like Zach Taylor was a good coach. Looks like Mike Brown and the Brown family deserve a lot of props. All the leadership over there for whatever this means. The family and I did watch the game together. It was fun. We watched it all together and it was cool, but I didn't get too high and get too low about it. It was just sports entertainment to me, something to watch on a Saturday, which is always cool. Like to switch up the game a little bit. Usually the games come on Sunday or maybe Monday night or maybe even a Thursday night variety, but this was a Saturday afternoon, so that was fun. So we watched the game as a family and, the ups and downs. That was cool. The Bengals were able to get the first playoff victory in 31 years. And that's cool. I read a lot of people online talking about the curse has been lifted. The curse has been lifted. I'm like, curse? Somewhere God is like, y'all it's a fucking game. Ain't no curse. You win or you lose. I'm telling you, the NFL is a narrative company and they great. They can make the best narratives. They it's amazing that we judge cities by how long the sports team has won a damn playoff game. It is what it is. But it was fun. It was cool. It was something to watch. Happy for the hometown team. Where my glasses at, man? I gotta put my shades on like Joe Burrow. He rocking shades and everything now. Okay, Joe. He got on shades in the press conference and shit. I was like, okay, you trying to make Cincinnati cool with some shades on, man. I saw Jamar Chase. And he's like the it dude now in the NFL. Like everybody's talking about him because he's just a supreme athlete, and it's manifesting out there on the football field. So, I'm happy for all my Bengal fan friends. Happy for you. Now here's going to get to the part that you're not going to like as a Bengal fan. If you don't want somebody to tell you some things that might challenge your feelings right now, you might want to turn away. But as I said before, at this point in my life, I don't get all super excited about things that don't pay me like that. I don't really get super excited about sports teams. That I did that shit when I was a kid in my youth. As an adult, it's something to watch. I'm always a homer. Go Cincinnati all the time, and that's where it ends. That's where it ends for me. I'm not like super homer dude. I'm not going to buy no damn jerseys unless I can get them signed and I can sell them. Motherfuckers. Other than that, If I was Cameron Means, I'd be happy as hell. I'm sorry. If I was Means Cameron, not Cameron Means. Look at it. If I was Means Cameron, I'd be happy. I'd be dancing around this motherfucker. But I'm not Means Cameron. If you're Means Cameron or you're associated with the black-owned brand, we won. We won. I'm watching the press conference. I see Jamar Chase, who right now is the it guy. He's the it athlete in the NFL. He's in the post-game interview with a black-owned hat on. Millions of dollars of free press for the black-owned brand. Props to them. If I was black-owned, I'd be happy as hell because we winning. They got a great partnership with the Bengals. That's winning. I don't have a partnership with the Bengals. I'm not selling any merch right now. So to me, I got to measure it. It's cool. That's it. Great. I'm happier than they won than they lost, but I ain't making no money off of it. Now, you might be thinking that's selfish, and I'm thinking that's pragmatic. I keep things measured for what they really are. I mean, it is great. I'm happy for their partnership. I love to see my black folks shining. But when I saw that, I was like, somewhere Means Cameron is dancing around like, yeah, buddy. Money in the bank. That's not me. That's him. I'm very happy for him, but that's not me. Oh, the curse has been lifted. What curse? Damn curse? Stop it. You win, you lose. Period. Simple. Ain't no damn curse. The curse is on the black folks that live here in Hamilton County. Damn curse. You put out an inferior product, the team don't win, you lose. Simple as that. Oh, the curse has been lifted. Where them checks at? Where them checks at? See, I told you some of y'all wasn't going to like it. Where them checks at? I didn't get a check. I know you're thinking, you're selfish, Nate. This is good for the city. Potentially, yeah, it's great. I'm with it. I'm all about it, but it's measured. I measure it. It only means so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a forever homer. I'm always going to root for the Cincinnati team. Always. Always, always, always. If there's a Cincinnati team involved, I'm rolling with the Cincinnati team forever. Forever, forever, ever. Forever. But then that's it. That's it. See, it's a little dark in here. I think I could do something about that in a second here. Is it dark to you? Seems a little dark to me, but you can't see me, right? Okay, good. Good. But everybody was excited. I know a lot of people on my Facebook page was at the game. It seemed like it was very exciting. I'm for excitement. I love exciting things. I like exciting moments and times. But I measure, what gets me there today as a grown man ain't the same as what got me there 15 years ago or 20, 25 years. It ain't the same. I'm a little different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not easily excitable. But again, in no way am I trying to rain in your parade. I thought it was great. Woo, looking forward, man. Damn it. What's the dude's name? Ogunjobi? What a great name. Ogunjobi. That's a cool ass name right there. What's your name, bro? Ogunjobi. He is the best defensive lineman for the Bengals. And guess what? Looks like he's going to be on injured reserve and his backup on injured reserve. Yikes. That ain't going to be good going against the Tennessee Titans. And they got a fantastic running back. So let's be real here. Did the Bengals, you can't take nothing away from Zach Taylor and that team at all. You win or you lose, and they won. Props to them. However, when Ogunjobi went out, what a great name. That just sounds like a warlord's name, don't it? Ogunjobi. That's how we going to lose a warlord? Anyway, when he went out the game, didn't you see something different? I saw something different, man. It wasn't putting that same pressure on. So hopefully, they'll have enough time to put somebody in place and they can keep that momentum going. I hope they go to the Super Bowl. Like I said, I'm a homer. I want to see the hometown team always win. And who knows? I don't know. Anybody put some money on the game? Sports betting is a real thing. Indiana, 45 minutes away? You can get over there real quick and post you a bet. You get all these online betting things. Sports betting is exploding. Everybody's getting in where they fit in. And, that might be something to look at, for the next game, especially with Ogunjobi. You just can't say Ogunjobi. You got to say Ogunjobi. That sounds dope as hell. Damn. But he won't be out there, and potentially that's going to be a big blow. Offensively, I ain't worried about them boys. They'll be cool. It's that defensive line. We'll see. But I'll tell you this much. Cincinnati fans at least get one more game. You get one more game to get your wings, get the wings together. I know you got your wings together. I know you had your plate or your pizza or your brisket, whatever the hell you was into, and you was smashing watching the game, weren't you? Mm-hmm. That's what the games are for. Have your fun. Pardon me. Have your fun. This is the first time that I've talked this long in over a week and a half. So as you can see, I still got a little bit of a cough I'm dealing with. Please bear with me. I'm getting over COVID. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And I was a little concerned about the fatigue of my voice, because again, my voice has been just on standby, just like, we waiting. Let us know, boss. Let us know when to form Voltron. But so we'll see how it goes throughout today's show. I plan on being with you up until 10 a.m. this morning. I want to push it. I want to stretch it. I want to stress it out a little bit, really push it to its max, and see how I feel between the next 24 hours. But so Bengal fans, you get another game. No matter what happens, win, lose, or draw. I want to say again, props to Zach Taylor and his staff. Props to the leadership of the Cincinnati Bengals. Props to all the players that get out there and make it happen. They did a good job. And as I told you, I don't waste my time with losers. I don't have time for it. Time is too precious. Homer or not, I'm not watching 1 second of a game when I already know the outcome because they got a weak-ass product out there. I ain't doing it. Now, you might do it because I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of nothing like that. If it ain't me or my family or my friends or something like that, I ain't got time for it. And I observed like week 1, I just watched the game. I'm like, I see some different energy out here. Different energy. I see something different on defense. I see something different on offense. I see something different on the sidelines. I see something different. It was worth my time. So I watched more and more. And here they are going to their second playoff game. Do they have a shot of winning? Even though Ogunjobi. You got to say it like that. If you don't say it like that, then you disrespecting that man. Ogunjobi. Even though he may not be out there and his backup may not be out there. I forget the brother's name. Still, anytime you in a race, you got a shot of winning. Anytime you're in a race, you got a shot of winning. So we'll see. Anything can happen. Hell, the Tennessee Titans might get some injuries. We don't want that to happen. I don't wish that. Do we wish that? We don't say we wish that. We don't wish that. But anything can happen. So, Bengal fan, you get one more game. Be excited. Even if they lose, even if they get splattered, so what? Enjoy the game. Have fun. Eat your brisket. Eat your wings. Eat your popcorn and your drinks and enjoy yourself. Enjoy it. Some old good old-fashioned sports entertainment. And, having a team in the playoffs makes the whole playoffs more interesting, doesn't it? It's like, you're like, what the other teams doing? What them other boys doing out there, right? So there it is. But props to them, man. Props to Mike Brown. Everybody talk ish about Mike Brown. And I ain't saying I wasn't one of them. I definitely did. And everybody talk shit about Zach Taylor. And he turned it around. Some fine draft picks, some smart moves. Boom. Look at what they did. Got the right quarterback, it appears. Boom. And there it is. So there it is. People saying positive things about the Cincinnati Bengals for the first time in forever. Like if you're a Cincinnati Bengal fan, pardon me, you don't mind watching ESPN these days, do you? In fact, it's fun. You want to hear them talk about your team, don't you? You don't mind it. You don't mind, turning on Fox Sports 1 or whatever. because they saying positive things about your team. Sidebar, our culture is so damn effed up that we judge cities by their sports franchises. That's part of our damn problem. Our society is effed up. We ain't got a chance. We ain't got a chance. The curse has been lifted. No, it hasn't. Because that wasn't the real curse of Cincinnati or Hamilton County. The real curse of Cincinnati is the continual mistreatment, desperate treatment of God's children. That's the real curse of Cincinnati. But they got y'all out here feeling like because you don't win a playoff game, it's some kind of damn curse. Sure it is to the uninitiated, the unintelligent. But to us here, we smarter than that. The curse continues, but we shall see. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134 if you'd like to share your thoughts this morning. Hope you're doing well. As you can tell, I got a little bit of a throat thing going on, but your boy will be all right. Shit, everybody got something they dealing with. I ain't trying to bellyache on and on about it. I think I had COVID. It is what it is. Simple as that. It ain't kill me. So I'm still here ticking, talking ish today, and I'll hopefully be back with you on a regular schedule moving forward. But, what we going to do? We're going to complain about it and cry about it? You rub some dirt on the kid, you keep on going. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? You chill the F out so you're not spreading. I didn't go anywhere. So I didn't, the wifey was on top of me about that too. Because at one point I was like, I think I'm going to go to the store. She was like, you ain't going to the store, Negro? You ain't going to super spreader your ass? No, you ain't doing that. I'm like, you're right. You know what I'm saying? So you sit your ass down for a little bit, and that's it. That's it, man. What? I can't do nothing more, yo. That's all I got for you. There we go. Ooh, got that orange. Yeah. Yep. Good morning to you. I watched a whole lot of Netflix, man. Gosh darn it. I'm so sick of streaming services. I'm so sick of Netflix. I think I watched everything on Netflix twice. Like everything that was on my list that I wanted, because I would always say, like, people would say something like, oh, I put that on my list. And I would literally put it on my list. I got a Google Doc, and I go to my Google Doc and put that there. People make suggestions. I ran through my list completely of everything I wanted to watch. I've watched more television in the last 10 days than I probably have in the last 2 years before that. And I'm sick to death of it. Sick to death of television and phones and streaming services and all that kind of damn stuff. If you're calling in, just give me 1 second. We'll open up these lines here in just a minute. Good morning to you. Got a few calls from Choppers, and I want to say thank you so much for the well wishers. Thank you very much. I did receive them. Didn't always get a chance to respond because I was like in and out, especially there. Like, if you want to say the worst part of it, I'm like, right? You just feel blah. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Tanika's in the house. She writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. We all back to work today? Yeah, MLK holiday was yesterday. I'm over the MLK holiday too. I'm all over it. I'm over the marches. I'm over the speeches. I'm over the platitudes. I'm over all that shit. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Anthony writes, good morning, Chops. Welcome back, Nate. Hey, thank you so much. Feels great to be back.
Get to the chopper!
Feels great to be back. I miss it. Believe me. Maurice writes, glorious resurrection. Good morning, glorious resurrection to you, Maurice. David writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Now, we'll see. Like, this is going to be the longest that I've really exerted myself talking and, like, sitting upright and all this kind of stuff for, like, the next 90 minutes. We'll see how I feel after this. Dale writes, you back, Nate? I'm back as of right now. We'll see. We'll see. Good morning, writes Daryl Erkins. He writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Carlene, what's up, Carlene? She writes, good morning, all. Good morning to you. Cass is in the house. She writes, hey, welcome back. Hey, Choppers. Hey, welcome back. Thank you so much. Brian writes, back in black, still undefeated. TNT writes, good morning. We back. Tiffany writes, good morning. Welcome back, Nate. Brian writes, morning, GSW. Yeah, GSW is them thing, man. The team I'm really liking right now, man, is them Charlotte Hornets, man. I love me some LaMelo Ball. LaVar Ball is the Archie Manning of the NBA. He's the Archie Manning of the NBA royalty with a great last name, Ball, because you play in basketball. Oh, it works so perfect. LaMelo is on another level. Young boys they might make some noise. Make some noise over the next couple of years, man. But you're right. GSW looking good out there. Lakers not so good. They look terrible. I'm not even following them anymore like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. It's not worth my time. Charles writes, good morning. Hey, Eloise. She writes, good morning. Nate, pray all is well. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Lemmy writes, good morning. Is that you, head chop in charge, Nate? Been praying for you. So us choppers will hear from you. Praise God. Glory. Oh, thank you so much, Lemmy. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Means a whole lot. Let me sidebar here because the last show I did, we were talking about our investment club, and I do have some updates. So I did receive about 10 responses. I just haven't had the strength to reach out to everybody. I'll do that this week. Reach out to everybody and confirm that I got your email. To give you a heads up, and the people on my Patreon account, I have been communicating with them. I mean, these are folks that are sharing their quarters and dimes, nickels and dollars, and more than that with me. So I want to make sure that I live up to my duties. But I do have an update. So we are going to do an investment club. And as I told you, if I'm involved with anybody's money, I always do things the right way, 100% above board. And what I'm here to tell you is that I will be in contact with a CPA. I don't do investments. That's not what I do. Now, I can put things together and find the right people to do it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to reach out and contact a lawyer to draw up our agreement and a CPA. I'll be interviewing CPAs over the next few weeks to figure out who's the best one for us. And I'll probably be more of a I don't know, like a manager of these kind of things. I'm gonna be one of the people in the investment club, but I want to make sure we keep the ball rolling. But I want you to understand just how serious I am about this. So I won't be doing the investments. That won't be me. That's not my forte. That's not my wheelhouse. You'll have me swimming way in the wrong depth. That's not what I do. And I'm also not a lawyer. So making contracts and things, that's not what I do. I want everything to be above board. So if you're interested in our investment club, what I've been asking people to do is to email me at Nathan's Flow. I'll put it up here right now. Nathan's Flow at gmail.com. Subject line, I want you to put investment. Okay. And why am I doing this? I'm doing this so I can get a list of all the people who are interested. And once you're interested, then I'll be in contact with you. I want to separate who's interested and who's not, because it's just some things that we're not going to talk about, across the board, so to speak. And as I told you, I play no games. Play no games. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it the right way. And we've already got a generous benefactor who is going to pay the legal fees for our CPA and also our lawyer. So this is going to happen. It's going to be super dope. It's going to be legal. It's going to be above the board. You're going to have confidence in it, because I got to have confidence in it. So if you're interested in joining our investment club, which we don't have a name for, we'll name it together. Then you can email me. That's not my email address. Hold on a second. The hell was that L? The F and the L are places. There it is. Nathan's Flow at gmail.com. Nathan's Flow, Nathan S Flow at gmail.com. S is in Sam. And then the subject line, just put investment. And that way I'm starring those people and putting them in their own separate file. That way I can get back to everybody. And this is going to happen. I don't have a timeline yet because I've been down. What was it? Not this past weekend, the weekend before that, I had a meeting set up to meet with a CPA, a black CPA, just to talk about what he could possibly do and just get that ball rolling. I don't do investments, so I won't be doing it. And I don't do contracts, so I won't be writing a contract. We'll get a lawyer to do that and a CPA to do that, and they'll shepherd us through this process, and we can do it together. Okay, just so you understand. I told you I was going to do it. I'm going to do it. And something of this nature has to be done, I think, with a certain seriousness. And that's what I'm going to do. So if you're interested, nathansflow at gmail.com. At this point, I don't have a cap on the number of people who can be involved. If you're interested, just let me know. Just let me know. Okay. Just for my investment club people. That should be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll see. We might make some money. You know what I'm saying? Ashley Galt writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. Welcome back, Nathan. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Kelly Burnett writes, good morning. Welcome back, Nate. Welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate it. Gladys writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Glad you're back. Let me see. Maurice writes, Nate, I just sent you some info to research. I will check it back. I'll check it back. I will check it out. Check it back. Kamikia writes, welcome back and glad you are well. Man, it's good to be back. And, back is like in my home studio. I was literally upstairs, right? But boom, back in terms of like projecting ourselves out into the digital ether and things like that. It feels good. I see Joe Madison is on day 72 of his Honda strike. I'm not even gonna touch that. Okay. Okay, Christopher, I got you, bro. Just seen it on Gmail. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say we're gonna cut it off because I don't know how this is gonna work. I mean, I have a lot of question marks. Humans worse than COVID. Eve Bolton. Apparently, Eve Bolton, who is one of the Cincinnati Public School board members, she vented her frustrations with Jason Williams and Sharon Coolidge. They got a podcast called That's So Cincinnati Podcast. I like it actually. And they had her on, and apparently she's all upset because the schools, CPS schools, are remote learning until January 24th. And she is ringing the alarm that the best place for the children is in school, even during COVID. Quote, our children are safer at school than any other place. Tell that to the family of Gabriel Taye. Tell that to all the family members that got to deal with implicit bias and then damn now abuse, being ignored, and racism at their local school here in Cincinnati. You know, no matter how good remote learning is, there's learning loss for a majority of the kids. This is Eve Bolton saying the same old shit that nobody needs to hear right now. That's just my opinion. Like, we already know that, Eve. We got it. We got it. We got it. Everybody knows that. The reason why the school shut down was because of a global freaking pandemic, right? That's affecting the staff. That's why. Eve Bolton out here like she's some kind of go to school crusader. Everybody wants their kids to be in school. Everybody. It's easier for everybody. Two-parent households, single-parent households, for learning loss. We get it. We get it, Eve. Eve sounds like a dinosaur. And she was the only board member who voted against returning to full remote learning amid a spike in COVID-19 cases. The schools are going to be shut down until the 24th, which is next Monday. And then on Monday, they're going to have a big CPS board meeting and they're going to assess the numbers. They're going to look at the staffing numbers and they'll make a decision right there. That's responsible. I think the CPS did the more difficult but responsible thing. But this is what passes as wisdom in Cincinnati. Like, some people looking at Eve like, yeah, we know. You tell them, Eve. Come on. Gosh darn it. We got one more to go on the CPS school board before we can just move forward. And apparently, Eve Bolton is just so concerned about children and families that are living in poverty. Yeah. And I did not listen to the interview, but I read the article. And apparently she cited that the CFT, that's the Cincinnati Federation of Teachers Union, are a political force in a community. It's their fault. Hmm. Quite interesting. I'd like to know what you think about that. I think again, my son is home right now. He's upstairs. I just could hear my wife interacting with him. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult for single parent households. It's difficult for any household. I think it's more difficult if you're a single parent household. If you got two parents, like when I get out the air, boom, I'm with my boy, right? And that alleviates the wifey. She can do what she got to do, and then vice versa. So it's easier if you got two parents, obviously, or you got multiple adults inside the household. We get it. Everybody knows that. But if you don't have enough staff, then what are you going to do because of Omicron? What you going to do? Why does this have to be anybody's fault? See, that's what bothers me is like the blame game. It's the blame game that Eve Bolton is playing. That's what bothers me. This is nobody's to blame for this. It's called Omicron. It's called COVID. But she wants to blame the CFT, the Cincinnati Federation of Teachers, and she wants to blame parents like me who are like, hey, you got to close it down, close it down. It's everybody's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just you got to react sometime to Mother Nature. This is a thing about Mother Nature. Simple as that. Simple as that. No. She's asking me about his tablet. I don't know. He might have. I don't know. Okay. So it was in there? Uh-huh. Mhm. So, this is nobody's blame. Why we gotta blame this? See, this is some of that humans worse than COVID behavior when we have to react to COVID. Like CPS, Cincinnati Public Schools, has no choice. They were forced to react to COVID. And that's it. It's not about finger pointing to the teachers union. It's not about blaming politicians. It's just a fact of life. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. You look outside, it's raining, you put a raincoat on. You don't blame anybody. You react to Mother Nature. Simple as that. Simple as that. I happen to disagree with her. It depends. It's a case by case, family by family basis. Again, there's some families and there's some students that thrived in a virtual scenario. And she completely overlooks that. She completely overlooks like that. There's some families that absolutely thrived for a lot of different reasons. There's some students without the social interactions, they were able to focus on their work. Secondly, kids don't have to get up and get dressed and spend 30 minutes, 40 minutes in some cases, 15, 20 minutes in some cases, go traveling to school. That's 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes worth of rest. They can lay in their beds and just get rested, right? They don't have to deal with bad teachers, bad adults inside the class, inside the school building. They don't have to interact with that. Parents don't have to interact with that. So I mean, there are some pluses to it, but generally speaking, I think everybody agrees that we all want our kids to go to school every single day. I think everybody agrees with that across the board. But here's Eve Bolton, human worse than COVID, finger pointing and uh, uh, you know, crying on the shoulder of Jason Williams and Sharon Coolidge because they're open to hear this. The only union that Jason Williams likes is the fraternal, the fraternal police union. That's it, the FOP. That's the only union he likes. Every other union is bad. FOP good. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. But you tell me what you think at 513-873-6710. 7134. I mean, gosh darn. It's got to be somebody to blame. No, nobody to blame. Sometimes you got to sit down and chill, right? Especially during a global pandemic. Every single day you pick up the newspaper or you go to your news app or you're on Facebook. What are you getting? What are you seeing? You're seeing about schools closing and record number of hospitalizations for children and how Omicron is spreading. And you also read about the politicians arguing back and forth. Dr. Fauci getting death threats. Yeah, I read the reports. Dr. Fauci is getting death threats. Authorities, they apprehended a man who was driving to a place. I believe it was Dr. Fauci's house. When they stopped him, they opened up the trunk and guess what they found? Weapons. Like, what were you going to do? I was watching 60 Minutes and they played some of the audio recordings from Dr. Fauci. People talking about how they want to do this and they want to kill him and they want to lynch him. These are white folks. I could tell from the voices. These are white people. Why? I can't understand it. I don't understand it, but this is the wacky world that we live in. I'm telling you, humans worse than COVID, and we are living in the last days of common sense. Lemmy writes, good morning, Nate. Welcome back. Head Chopper in charge. D Kit writes, welcome back. Professional Reimbursement Network writes, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Glad you are on the mend. Micah writes, good morning, Choppers. Make it a great day. Kush writes, good morning, Nate and the Mighty Choppers. Sheila writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. I'm glad you and your family are recovering. TNT writes, oh, glad you feel better. Yeah, but even as I'm talking, I'm starting to feel things. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm committed till 10. And then I'll assess after that. David writes loud and clear. Brian writes, headed over Christmas, the phlegm residue effects are real. All else is good with me, but I get built up on occasion, even still less every day. Marisha writes, good morning, welcome back. Tiffany writes, yep, that cough lingers on for a while. Man, listen, if the aliens are trying to get us, all they got to do is hit us with that Omicron, then come in and mow us down after that. Kev on the cell writes, good morning, Choppers. It's 2022. What you're going to do, get ready to get it. We making moves and money, period. Charles Martin is in the house. He writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. OJ Wellburn writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. I'm glad you feel better, bro. It's TWE. I have a major announcement coming in a week. I will keep you posted, Nate. Okay, great. Yeah, I did see some things you moving into, man, with the concerts and stuff. That's super dope. Let me write, dreams are crazy. You ever have some of the craziest dreams ever? Cleopatra Jones writes, Grand Risings Choppers. Welcome back, Nathan Ivy. Good morning to you. Brenda writes, welcome back. Jerica writes, hola, beautiful black people, and the others too. Hey, good to see everybody. Let me see. Nate, glad to see you back. Bro, keep rocking. Jerica writes, it was COVID. Everyone in the house had it. I'm saying it was COVID. We didn't get it officially tested. And yes, went through the whole house. With various degrees. The wifey, now she had the booster. I haven't got the booster yet. I probably will get it. Her symptoms compared to mine were mild. Son was down, daughter was down, I was down. And by down, I mean like isolated, like out. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Brian writes, here you go as well. Just support your city's team, sir. Who they? GSW. I did. I support the Bengals, but I got to keep things in their proper place because if I don't do it, nobody else will. It's great. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are if you're the Bengals organization or you're partnering with the Bengals in some way in a business kind of relationship, you winning. You are winning. Outside of that, you just a fan and you ain't getting no checks. Raise your hand if you get checks from the Bengals. In any kind of way. You got a business relationship with them. I don't know. You could be, black owned or some other kind of business relationship. Raise your hand if that's you. You're winning. I don't have that kind of relationship. So I'm just more on what they call the fan side, even though I'm a fan of no man other than myself. Charles writes, it don't matter. It won't be nothing. We haven't been hearing already. Lemmy writes, who they Bengals? Who is going to Tennessee? Hmm. Joe's in the house. He writes, morning, Nate. Morning, Choppers. Good morning, everybody. Regina writes, morning, glad you're back and feeling better. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling good enough to do the broadcast today. Am I 100%? No. No. And the more I talk, the more I can feel it. But I wanted today to be, I want to come back and I want to test your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, my business is talking. So, my oral game, the pipes, the lungs, all that stuff is how I do what I do. So this is a test. We'll see. I haven't talked this much since I was with you last. Chastity writes, glad to see you feeling better. Thank you so much. Nat writes, good Tuesday, Choppers. Glad you're feeling better, bruh. Who day? Susan writes, don't hate. Let us be great, Nate. Regarding Bengals, LOL. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would never try to take any of that away from my Bengal fan friends. Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy it to the max. I'm happy. I'm happier for the happiest thing for me is for you. That's what makes me the happiest. The happiest thing about the Bengals winning that first playoff game is for all of my Bengal fan friends who have been investing for so many years, being a laughing stock and the red rifle. Remember that? The red rifle. It sounds ridiculous now, don't it? That you got Joe Burrow, Joe Thorough. That's my favorite nickname. Not Joe Cool, Joe Thorough. That's what Joe Thorough Burrow. No, just throw Joe Thorough. And we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what they do next week. It's a lot of fun. Chastity writes, can we please find out the real owner of the shades? Let me see if I can get Joe Burrow with those shades. Oh, boy. He was breaking the internet on Saturday night. Everybody was posting shit about it. And I'm like, y'all need to stop. When sunglasses went viral. He didn't look bad with his sunglasses on, though. I can't hate on him. He didn't look bad. He got many, many women in his DMs now. All the black girls is in Joe Burrow's DMs right now. You already know. All the black girls are in Joe Burrow's DMs right now. There it is. Look at them. Look at it. They cool. Yeah, they cool. They cool. A little orange tint to them. You could do a lot worse. Man, he could have smeared some feces on his face in 2 circles around his eyes and said those were sunglasses, and people would say it was cool. So it really wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, the NFL and the experts and all those kind of people, they try to paint the city of Cincinnati as if we were desperate for a win. Thank you so much. You gonna say good morning? You got I have school soon, is what he said. Sounded like an old. I have school soon. I have school soon. His mother must be in his ass right now. He get like that. I have school soon. Oh man. Sound like some old Negro spiritual. I have school soon. The hell? Oh my God. I spent so much time with them in the last 10 days. Brian writes, when you pay taxes for a stadium, it's an investment that you want to be fruitful. Okay, I hear you on that. I hear you on that. Kevin writes, pardon me. You can hear all that. The real curse was because Bo Jackson was taking out the game here, and then the Bengals went bust right after that. Is that what the curse was? Nikki writes, good morning, everyone. Hey, good to see you. Akeem writes, good to see you back, Negro. Then was black owned shades Burrow had on. Quit hating like everyone else saying them shades was fake Cartiers. I mean, again, I thought that the relationship between black owned and the Bengals was fantastic. Props to Means Cameron, and they winning. The black owned brand is winning. Now they're winning. Like I told you, if I was Means Cameron, I'd be dancing around this fucking city with a smile so damn big because they winning. You got Jamar Chase rocking your gear. Jamar Chase, the number one young gunner, hot athlete in the NFL right now. Everybody's talking about. Are you winning, bro? Now, that brother got a reason to be happy. I don't have that kind of relationship. So I'm kind of like, yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's levels to it. You know, there's levels to it. My lighting is low. Yeah, it's better now. I know. Deborah Nesbitt writes, "Good morning, Choppers. Glad you're feeling better, Nate." Black on apparel. Oh, they winning. They winning. Brian writes, "You ain't making money, but you sure are paying money in tax for that stadium in Riverfront." Just saying. Yeah, paying taxes ain't the same as making money. As the Bengals rise, so will the black-owned brand. Watch. I was watching a movie called Wrong Turn 5. Now you might be asking, why is you watching some dumb ish like that? Because it was on one day, or better yet, I put it on one day. I was falling asleep. You know, it's the horror genre. I'm watching the show, right? Brother had a black-owned t-shirt on. I was like, what? Somebody's winning. Brian writes, glad the Bengals won. They have some red zone issues on offense and got dinged up on the D line. So we will see if they can put together a second round. Yeah, they didn't get just dinged up. They lost Ogunjobi. Now, how you gonna lose Ogunjobi? You don't come back from something like that. I mean, who do you replace? You don't replace Ogunjobi with a Smith or a Jackson. You know what I'm saying? You need another power name. Is that Medium Buddha? I said, yeah, it is. What's up, Medium Buddha? Good to see you. All right. Hey, ho. Is today the last day for the popcorn? Okay. So you want to tell people you want to come in and tell people you presentable? It'd be a great time to do it. Okay, so Medium Buddha is you could tell him. You can appeal to the people.
I don't even know I didn't think about this. Okay. Hi, I'm Kendall, or Medium Buddha. Is that what it is? Medium Buddha. Okay. I'm Medium Buddha. And I am going to a journalism conference in LA on April 7th. And we are selling popcorn from Double Good to raise money for half of it will go to basically cameras and supplies for our J Lab, or our journalism lab at Walnut, and half of it will go to paying for my trip to go to LA, which is a lot of money. So that's why we're raising funds for it. And it's popcorn. You can buy single bags, you can buy like a bunch of them, which would be like 3 bags together, or you can just not buy anything at all. Anything helps, honestly. Thank you for you guys who have supported me so far. I really, really appreciated it. Yeah.
There's a link on my Facebook.
There's a link on his Facebook page. It closes at 5 p.m. tonight. Yeah.
All right, there it is. All right, now she love me. She'll be kicking me out of her room in a minute. Get out of my room. But now she love me, right? I'm doing something for her. Get out of my room. I'm like, huh? Your room is in my house. You ever teenager ever talk to you like that? You like, what the fuck? Anyway, so yeah, she is thinking about going into journalism. I posted it on Friday. Yes. And I'll repost it if you're interested. I mean, it's completely up to you. No pressure. But they're taking a trip to LA if COVID allows. So she can go to something to do with journalism that is really cool. That's kind of the direction that she wants. Like my kids are heavily influenced by me. Like she's grew up on the air when she was born, I was in commercial radio. Yes, I wept on the air. She's been her whole life. I've been talking about her. And she's been seeing me do what I do over the years. So she is hella interested. So is my son. My son wants to do the whole media things too. Watching their father makes sense. Dad likes that. I can't lie. Dad likes that. So if you're interested, there's a link on my Facebook page and do whatever you like to do. I'm saying no pressure. Carmelita writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Roy writes, good morning, everyone. Victoria Smith writes, good morning, Mr. Ivy. We are glad you are feeling better. I'm glad to feel better. I just hate laying down. Sitting down, laying around, not doing ish, not being productive. That is the worst thing in the world. I'm just laying here like, oh God, I got hella things to do. And I'm just laying here. And you just feel so unproductive. And you look at your day and you're like, what I do in the last 24 hours? Big zero. Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. On top of feeling bad. And then laying around, man, I've been working out like crazy for the last 2 years. And I spent a week laying around. My body's like, we don't do this no more. Well, you better get your ass up. Yeah. Deborah writes, I've noticed that Mayo Cincinnatians are happier when the Bengals are winning. Mayo Cincinnatians? Are you talking about Mayo? I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, there's people have invested a lot of time and energy in the Bengals and following them and being a fan. And so now you get a little bit of a payoff. The ultimate, I guess, would be a Super Bowl for whatever that would really mean. As I've always said, is that if you're not already making money with these sports teams, when these sports teams make it to the playoffs or the championship game or Super Bowl, then you're not going to make any money out of it. So props to the people like Black Owned Brand and others that have cultivated these business relationships, because now that the team is getting all of this positive press, you're going to go with them. And, I'm looking at Black Owned Brand to help put Cincinnati on the map as a major, major, major Black owned brand. And part of that is going to be, they're going to be lifted on the wings of the success of the Cincinnati Bengals, because Joe Burrow is one of the hottest prospects in the game right now. Jamar Chase. Do you see what this man is doing out here? He on a nut. What do he call himself? A dog? My brother is an athlete. He is a supreme athlete. And when your athleticism and your hard work manifest into wins, and you got that cool vibe about you, people want to latch on to it. And when they see you wearing a t-shirt or a hat, they're gonna be like, huh, what's that hat? Google it. I would love to know the numbers. I bet you that the orders and the traffic on the Black Owned website has gone through the roof. I bet you it's gone through the roof. But it's a win-win. As I told you before, I think it's a win-win relationship, because they help the Bengals look cooler, and the Bengals are helping this Black-owned brand rise. I think it's great. Props to all the folks involved. I think it's absolutely great. Wish them nothing but success. Lemmy writes, oh no, Bengals must stop the run. Dale writes, I'm happy but not crying. There are more important things to expend energy on during these troubled times. I'm with you. Elaine writes, good morning. I'm with you, but you know what? The way I looked at it on Saturday and the way I'm going to look at it on this Saturday is it's just some mindless disengagement from the world and something to watch, some sports entertainment. Like I said, I don't get too high and I don't get too low about those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when I stopped really getting too high and too low about sports things. I mean, even when LeBron came back from 1-3 against Golden State, I was happy for the fact that all of the people that was sort of like LeBron ain't ish, they had to close their mouths at least for a little while. But I never got too high about it. I don't know what it is. My perspective has just changed over the years. I just look at it as sports entertainment. It's something to have fun with. It's something to have fun with your friends and your family with. And I just kind of leave it right there. It's nothing more than that for me personally. Charles writes, yeah, we can tell you haven't been watching football this season. Ogunjobi going out hurts, but was Henderson going out was changed the pass rush. Ogunjobi being out hurts as well. Henderson is in concussion protocol. You're absolutely right. I mean, they work together. Henderson, that was huge too. That was huge. But you're right. You could tell how I'm not super in it like that. And I'm not going to be. Because I'm super into other things. But you're right. Henderson going out with concussion protocol. Oh, it was devastating. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's say you got 3 more minutes on the clock. That game could have went to overtime. The Oakland Raiders, I think the last 3 or 4 games they played the regular season, or they had 3 or 4 games that season, or this past season, or this season, that they went into overtime and won and with a field goal. Yeah, I mean, time ran out, but the clock is a factor. So, to me, a win is a win. You can't take nothing away from the winners. They won. I don't care if the clock ran out or whatever the case may be. Plus, he threw an interception. It is what it is. You win, you win. You lose. But you're right, Charles. Henderson is a dog out there. He absolutely is. Sean writes, the boogeyman got you. Nat writes, did you lose taste, smell? Yes. Yes, I did. Susan writes, where's your herbal tea? Good to see you are well and glad that you and yours are able to beat that thing, Brother Nate. Thank you so much. Brian writes, the fatigue and breathing was rough for me. Thank God I was vaccinated. Lemmy writes, take more calls, and talk less. Lungs still recovering. Okay, let me throw the number out there. If people want to call, I'll throw the number up there. Let me see. I'm all plugged in. Bam. We all plugged in. So, yes, I'm not sure if I missed any phone calls this morning. Let me see. Yeah, I haven't missed any phone calls. So, yeah, I'll leave the number up there if you want to give us a call. Please do so. Let me see. Brian writes, at least we're not at home like Cleveland or Ishburg. That's true. Letty writes, great morning, Nathan Ivy and Choppers. Nate, so good to see you back. What a trial you experienced. Praise God for natural medicines that heal us. Absolutely. I haven't really been taking any medicines and don't plan on taking anything. I mean, just fruits and berries and nuts and clean water. And I miss working out. I'm telling you, I haven't got a chance to work out in about 10 days. My body is missing it. My mind is missing it. My spirit is missing it, but I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it. Let me write, honey will help with throat for me. Absolutely. Chastity writes, the real curse is how they continue to lynch our people at Hamilton County Courthouse. Somebody's making sense. That's the real curse. The real curse is the ongoing, desperate, and despicable treatment of God's children that live in Cincinnati and Hamilton County. That's the real curse. Ain't no damn curse about not winning no damn no playoff game. So we want a playoff game. And let me flip the paradigm a little bit and challenge the whole Bengal thing, because as Cincinnati's resident iconoclast, it's going to fall on my shoulders to do it. So we won a playoff game, and I'll wait. So what? Mofo's still getting evicted. Black women still struggling to make $15 an hour, no matter what their education level. As Chassie said, Mofo's still getting locked up. Your life expectancy is still determined by your zip code. So we won a playoff game, and well, we'll see. I think that's one way of looking at it, and I can see that, and I believe that. But I also think, okay, it's up to us as individuals and also collectively to make it happen, Captain. I mean, look at what they're doing to the Black-owned brand. They rising with the Bengals. Well, start your own brand or something in some way to interact with the Bengals or some other, primary stakeholder here in the city of Cincinnati and rise and grow with them. I mean, it's a couple ways of looking at it. Okay, Bengals win a playoff game. Does that mean everybody gets $5,000 for a down payment on a home? Can we get like a government grant? Now that'd be great if we had like some NFL quasi government grants. And when your team went to the playoff and won a playoff game, then low income home owners, and again, we got to renegotiate and rethink what low income really is these days. But new homeowners get an extra $5,000 for the down payment of your dream home. Well, shit. Now I care. Now you're talking. Now it matters. Who they, right? Cruther writes, good morning, welcome back. Let me see. Carmelita writes, so glad you're feeling better, Nathan. Susan writes, who called Sister Iris as keynote speaker yesterday, though? Fire. I know she was doing it. I wish I felt better. I'm not surprised if it was fire or not. I'm sure it was. Drop writes, welcome back, Mr. Ivy. Good morning, choppers. You missed me, Nate? Yes, I missed you, Drop. I missed you. Dale writes, LeBron James is doing his GOAT thing, but the rest of them are trash. Well, the moral of the story with the Lakers is sometimes not doing anything is the best thing to do. Nobody told the Lakers to go out there and trade for Russell Westbrook. He wasn't worth it. They gave up all of those great wing players, I would have chosen, if I had a choice between bringing back Alex Caruso and then playing $40 million a year to Russell Westbrook, I'd have chose Alex Caruso. Why? Because you keep the cap money. He's a better defender. He's younger. He can give you just as much, if not more. That's the moral of the story. The moral of the story is that LeBron and AD and Rob Pelinka, they wanted to play, NFL, NBA general manager, and they effed up. And they brought a dude in who's sucking up a whole lot of money. They can't trade him. And he's just okay. He's just okay. Russell Westbrook is just okay. That's it. Nothing more. Sister Irish writes, good morning, great people. Pardon me. She writes, good to hear and see you. Thank you so much. Somebody just said great things about your keynote. Nat writes, try to find a CFA as well. We're going to find all the things. Correct the email you posted. That is the email. That's my email. That's my personal email, nathansflow@gmail.com if you're interested in our investment club. All right, just let me know. So the email, put investment in the subject line. Yes, I can point them myself. Yeah, I will do that. Absolutely. Most deaf. Dee writes, hey, Nathan and the Choppers, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. Good to see you. Graston writes, did anybody watch the I-Team yesterday? Pastor will take it to trial. Right. I did see that. Jeff Pastor, I think, what is this, May, I think it is. You would probably know much better than I would. Know it's your boy and all. But it looks like Jeff Pastor is he is going to look for a jury trial. I mean, he's going to fight to the bitter end. Okay, great. That's that brother's out. That's his right. Like I said, I'm not assuming anybody. I don't assume no man or woman is guilty until they either are found guilty or they cop a plea. So my assumption about Jeff Pastor is that he is innocent. On a personal level, I hope he beats it. On a personal level, I hope he beats it. I'll go ahead and say it personally. I hope Jeff Pastor gets off on it because I don't want to see anybody go to jail for anything. Now, if you do the crime, you got to do the time. That goes for him and anybody else. But he's a family man, got all them little young, beautiful babies. I hate to see him locked up in a federal prison for any length of time, separated from his children. I hate to see that. But it looks like he's gonna move forward with it. And that's gotta be a lot of pressure. That's gotta be a lot of pressure. Yeah. Jericho writes, some children are safer in school. Are they? Dale writes, so did you have COVID, Nate? That's what I'm saying. But I didn't confirm it with the test. But that's what I'm saying. TNT writes, the narrative is tired. Yeah, it is so tired. That whole the best place for kids is in school. That narrative is so tired and played out when the backdrop is a global pandemic that's killing people and making people sick and you know, can't keep teachers and can't keep substitutes. You know what I'm saying? It's just so we already know that. It's like the best place for your feet is the ground. We got it. You know what I'm saying? We got it. We know. However, you got that little thing called COVID that's out here making people sick. And like I said, I will say this again, like COVID sat me down to the point where I didn't feel as if I could walk from upstairs to this room and do what I'm just talking. I'm thinking and processing and all that kind of stuff, but I'm talking. All right, let's call it what it is. Let's not act like this is something more than what it really is. I'm talking shit, right? And I couldn't do that. And I'm relatively healthy and vaccinated. So imagine somebody that's not relatively healthy, not vaccinated, and they got a job where they got to leave the house and really, really exert a lot of physical energy. It's a no-go. It's a no-go. You cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? There's some people like I'm feeling some shit right now. There's some people that wouldn't be at their jobs right now. Because when you have trouble breathing, you got trouble thinking. All right. When you got trouble breathing, you got trouble thinking. So, how is having kids in school with not enough staff beneficial? It's the staffing shortage that shuts schools down, right? People don't want to hear that. People like Eve Bolton would rather point fingers at the Cincinnati Federation of Teachers. It's got to be somebody's fault. And I'm like, wait a minute. I just don't get it. I don't understand people's logical thinking. I don't get it. So you think CFT is out here, and in no way am I trying to cape for them, but you think they're out here trying to do the worst thing for kids and students and teachers? It just doesn't make any sense. Eve Bolton needs to shut her ass up. That's what Eve Bolton needs to shut the up. That's what she needs to do. Just shut up. TNT writes, with remote learning, there is continuous learning even on snow days. In school, no learning on snow days. No learning when schools are exhibiting symptoms. No learning under quarantine. TNT, they don't want to hear the truth. You speaking too much facts and common sense. They don't want to hear that. You're so right about that. There would have been a snow day where everybody was off. But since they remote, it's like school goes on. Like everybody wants to focus on the negative when it comes to remote learning. That's what I've learned through this. They don't want to focus on the positive. These school board members, they don't want to focus on the positive. Many of them anyway. Many of them. Now, I haven't talked with the new school board members yet. I'll get around to it, when the issues come up. But I spoke with Eve Bolton. She sounded like she had arrived at her conclusion and nothing, the facts, evidence, nothing was going to get her away from her predetermined conclusion. That's what she sounded like. Let me write, surge is not over yet. Everyone is sick. Everyone off work. That's right. Everyone is off work. Everybody's sick everywhere. me see here. Fox News, Joe Burrow's sunglasses go viral after Bengals big win. Somebody said those are black-owned glasses. I don't know if they sell black-owned glasses. Then Jamar Chase informed the reporters the glasses were Cartier. So people are dumb, man. Somebody posted a photograph of Justin Timberlake from the 90s with some glasses on, saying that he came back in a time machine. Nah, Joe Burrow looked better than that. Oh, okay, hold on one second, Kev. Hold on one second, Kev. Let me see here. Yeah, man. You know, the things that human beings focus on the internet are just absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Good morning to you. Oh man. Uh, if Eve says the urban children one more time, right? The urban children. What the fuck is she talking about? Sister Iris writes, Eve is such a gaslighter. When I talk with Eve Bolden, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed with her, with the way that she processes and way she thinks. Like I said, Eve Bolton has arrived at a conclusion, and that is kids must be in school. And it won't matter if, to still a scenario, a comet could be hurtling toward Earth. And Eve Bolton would say, the best place for the kids is in school. Don't look up. It's not real. Jerica writes, statistics reflect that children's mental and emotional health are negatively impacted of being isolated at home for virtual learning. Since the pandemic, there's been an increase in adolescent anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation. Unless you're a kid that was getting bullied at school. But in general, I agree with that because I think you see the same thing in adults, Jerica. I think the same thing is happening with adults. You know, the long-term effects of being shut in and shut in and shut in. What the hell is having an impact on people. But what are we really talking about here? You know, what are we really talking about here? I think human beings were made to be social creatures and to interact. And I think that when you have young people, students, like my daughter's age, my son's age, and they're isolated at home, they're missing that social interaction. And we can see it. You know, I can definitely see it in my son who just turned seven on the 16th. And in my daughter. And she's spoken about it. And that's real. But we're not talking about isolating students in a vacuum. The only reason why we're having this conversation, Jerica, is because of COVID. That's the only reason why we're having this conversation. Nobody is just arbitrarily saying, you know what? Let's just have everybody go to virtual learning just for shits and giggles. Nobody's saying that. So we all get that. You know, Gabriel Taye committed suicide because he was going to school. He ain't the only one. You know, let me say this again. I have talked personally with parents whose children who have had suicidal thoughts at the school that my daughter goes to, that's Walnut Hills right now, because of the treatment they were getting at the school. and then the lack of acknowledgement and do anything about it that they was getting from school officials. So if those kids didn't have to go to school, would that be better for them? I mean, we can't. I don't think that we can paint it with a broad brush either way. I mean, it's almost on a case by case basis. It really is. Some children will thrive under virtual, some will not. If you want to make generalities about it, I think we have to look at the numbers. And I've never seen those numbers yet. I don't know. I can't say. So I think it depends. But in the face of a global pandemic, I think that sometimes you got to take a short time, sit down. So in the long term, you can feel better. That's what I think. Kids come home with COVID, pass it on to their kid, their family members, their grandparents. Grandparents die. How's that going to affect their emotions? Mom and dad long term sick. How's that going to affect them? So I mean, people like Eve Bolt need to shut the fuck up and realize that everybody believes what she says, and everybody believes that they want their kids to go to school every day. I want my kids to go to school every day. But that's not the point. That's not the point. That's beside the point. The point is that you're dealing with a national, really a global healthcare crisis. And are we going to ignore it? And look what happened. I can make an argument. You can make an argument that if the schools had remained virtual all this time, that the spread of Omicron, the spread of Delta, the spread of COVID would be less. We can go back and forth about learning loss. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, at this point, shouldn't we know which kids actually are good at virtual and which kids are not good at virtual at this point? I don't know. I think that's an easy thing some information to pull together, but I don't have to pull it together. So it's easy for me to talk shit here and say it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got kids that go to school every day. They get bullied. They get ignored by teachers and administrators. Hell, they get bullied by teachers and administrators. What about those kids? You got parents that get bullied by teachers and administrators. At least they try anyway. What about those parents? I mean, there's more to this story here. It ain't just so black and white. There's a lot more to this whole story. And it's just real easy to just put it in, make it real cookie cutter and say it's this or it's that. I just feel like it's a little bit more complicated than that. That's what I think. Charles writes, her talking to Jason Williams should tell you all you need to know. Ain't nothing wrong with talking to Jason Williams. Hell, I might end up on a podcast one day. You never know. Ain't nothing wrong with talking with Jason Williams. I think that from what I've heard, Jason Williams is open to, this is my opinion, vilifying the CFT. Somehow the Cincinnati Federation of Teachers is the problem. Oh, they're the problem. They're like the mafia. They've got all this political influence. Okay. You see, there were staffing problems before COVID. Open the schools, kids were getting dumber by the hour. I have to look at the numbers. I've yet to hear any numbers or see any numbers that would suggest what people keep saying, that when kids go virtual, the vast majority of them don't retain learning. Because, just to be frank with you, CPS was doing a terrible job in a lot of these schools at producing kids that could retain learning anyway. They're already terrible at it. So now you want to blame virtual. I don't know if that's true. I have to look at the numbers, and I haven't seen any numbers that would sway me either way. I don't know. Crystal's in the house. She's on YouTube. Good morning. Glad to see you feeling, Brother Nathan. Good morning to you. Sharp writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. Glad you're still with us. Yeah, glad to be with the living for sure. 100%. Glenn writes, Mother Nature is like shingles. She don't care. No, she don't. No, she don't. No, she don't. Not at all. Good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Happy Tuesday. Somebody sent me something about the Lakers. Let me just say it this way. Russell Westbrook is a great individual player. He'll cross me over, dunk on me, all that kind of stuff. He's a much better athlete than I am. However, that don't mean that he's a championship caliber player. He's not. He played with Russell Westbrook and I'm sorry, with Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant left him. He played with James Harden, and James Harden left him. Left him. He went to the Washington team. Not sure what they are, the Bullets, the Wizards. Not sure what they are now. And we played with the team out of Washington. And what's that young brother over there, man? Didn't work out. Sometimes you can be a good individual player, but you ain't a good championship player. He's not a championship player. The Lakers will never win a championship with Russell Westbrook. It'll never happen. That was one of the biggest mistakes that LeBron ever made. They should have left the team just like it was. Stay with Alex Caruso, Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma. Stay with all those pieces. KCP, keep all those pieces, all championship pieces. Stay with them. Come into this new year, and then use them as potential trade options to get other players. That's what they should have done. But they didn't do that. Let me see. Jerica, he's emaciated, hanging in there, but Nate thinks he's a publicity stunt. I don't think so. He's down for the cause. Who's emaciated? Man, don't do that. Who's emaciated? I just saw he's emaciated. I know you're not talking about the Black Eagle. He is not emaciated. That man has never been healthier. Let me see. Just saw him on Roland Martin show. He looked fine. He looked just fine. You know, in desperate times, people do desperate things and shit, but it is what it is. Y'all don't really want to hear me talk about the Black Eagle because people generally like what he's trying to do. So you don't want to hear me breaking it all down and injecting common sense and flow. You don't want to hear that. Okay. You don't want to hear that. But I just saw him on a Roland Martin show. He looked fine. He looked like he always did. Like he looked like he lost a few pounds. We could all stand to lose a few pounds. That's it. But you know, I hope it ain't his hunger strike ain't gonna have no impact on Congress whatsoever. None. He could die tomorrow and nobody would care. Congress is too gridlocked. And you know, you got members of Congress that desperately want to pass the voting rights protections, and we need it because Republican state legislatures around the country have been coming up with legal maneuvers to make it more difficult for Black people to vote. So we need those kind of federal protections. It ain't gonna happen though. It ain't gonna happen because of Christian Cinema and Joe Manchin. It ain't happening. It has nothing to do with Joe Biden. These new Black media voices are like Black Trump, leading their audience down the wrong path by lying to them and not telling them the truth about the political realities. It don't matter what Biden wants. It don't matter what Nancy Pelosi wants. It's just the way it's set up in Congress right now, in particular the U.S. Senate, and nothing's going to change that. And they're not even going to vote on the filibuster. So we are stuck with this type of Congress until the foreseeable future, period. And it don't matter how much Joe Biden loves Black people or don't love Black people, he cannot pass just anything through Congress and the Senate, and it's not going to happen, period. And that's it. And that's the political reality of it. So what black voters need to do is keep their eye on the national level and invest and focus on the local level. Local politics is everything. That's where you need to be putting your emphasis right there. Because trying to get a filibuster revamp passed out of the Senate ain't gonna happen. Why would Christian Sinema and Joe Manchin vote to take power away from themselves? They're in the catbird seat, so to speak. Every kind of Democrats want something, they got to run to Joe Manchin and kiss his ass, and run to Christian Sinema and kiss her ass. Why would they give that up? They're not going to give that up. Joe Manchin and Christian Sinema are the two most powerful Democrat senators because of the way that the rules are written right now. Why would they vote to give that up? Because it might be best for the country? They're not going to do that. It's a wrap for all of that. It ain't happening. Show me a picture of Joe Madison looking emaciated, Daryl Erkins. Brother, he got you hook, line, and sinker with this, huh? He got you hook, line, and sinker. I'm not hating on the brother because whatever, I mean, it's something positive, but I mean, I already told you how I felt about it. Drinking smoothies every day is a healthy alternative to eating solid foods. You're going to lose weight and you're going to get healthier. Now, your brain might miss chewing food, but your body's going to be like, yeah, we getting healthy. Let me see. Nat writes, my son's teacher had to cancel remote class Friday because she caught COVID and was feeling terrible. And CPS isn't even doing the type of testing that they used to do. Every little kid, they were like doing checking your temperature. They stopped doing that. They're not even doing the testing they was. I mean, the school buildings are a playground for the transferal and transmission of COVID. And people are just more than willing to put teachers and administrators in harm's way because it makes their day easier. Oh, I got to go to work, go to school. Oh, that's your job, right? They're like, damn. Like they got family members and loved ones and they don't want to get sick either. But that's how we are, man. Everybody is selfish these days. Everybody is selfish. Humans have never been more selfish than we are right now. Most humans only care about themselves. And I'm talking about most humans across the door, black, white, Christian, religious, not religious. Most people only care about themselves. That's the truth. That's the reason why we can't get ahead of COVID, because for us to beat COVID, we got to care about other people more than ourselves. We ain't built for that. We are not built for that. I remember arguing with parents like, I got to go to work. So you the teacher. I'm like, well, then what about the teacher? Why are you going to put these teachers in harm's way? Because I got to go to work. And I'm like, that's your child. That's your child, not their child. Well, they wanted to be a teacher. Damn. Anthony writes, who gets me is them not focusing on a better remote learning strategy for our kids. I mean, knowing that the possibility of closure and remote learning is always in play, I would think they would put more energy into coming up with a better remote plan. Susan writes to Jerica, I saw that studies show that schools were not equipped to actually deal with these ills. Teachers are not social workers or psychiatrists. We want teachers to do everything. We want to take our kids, drop them off at the school, do your job so we can go do what we want to do. Generally speaking. Chris writes, I heard they are not hiring subs on purpose or making it impossible to get hired on. I haven't heard that. Because that would be cutting off your nose to spite your face. Like, why would you do that? TNT writes, but during a global pandemic with an infectious disease that caused severe illness and death, remote learning is the safest option and best option to reduce the spread of COVID. And that's the overall point, right? Eve Bolton and those people that make that point are having their own conversation. They don't care. Eve Bolton don't care about COVID. She don't care about that. All she cares about is kids should be in school, kids should be in school, kids should be in school. She's like a damn robot with one-track programming. Kids should be in school. Kids should be in school. There are no other factors. There are no other factors. There are no other factors. Kids should be in school. Kids should be in school. I mean, again, I did all of this about a year ago with these folks. You heard it. You saw it. Kathy writes, welcome back, Nate. Thank you. Good to be back. Yes, I am feeling better. Not 100%. And even doing this 90 minutes was an exercise. It was an exercise because, when they say when you get COVID, what happens is it affects your windpipes and you get phlegm and all that kind of stuff. And I'm feeling all of that. And this is the longest that I've talked, probably in the last week and a half. So I'm going to assess how I feel. I am feeling some things and some suggestion. At this point, I'm going to say that I'm planning on doing the show again tomorrow, unless I really don't feel bad or feel good. I'll plan on doing it. I may have to shorten the show. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I don't want to get out ahead of myself, but we'll see how I feel. Greg writes, I missed the start. Are you discussing whether to do remote learning or in-school learning? For some reason, a lot of experts, including American Pediatric Association, say that in-person learning is crucial. And Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, has been livid with the teachers in her city for having struck. I think that during a global pandemic that we should strongly consider a remote option. That's what I think. I have yet to see any evidence that would change my opinion that kids going to school and having school buildings open does not make the school an incubator for COVID-19. And in the long run, will make it harder for us to get beyond it and harder for people and more likely for people to get sick. That's what I think. When I get off the air right now, I'm gonna take a minute and then I'm going straight upstairs to help my son with remote learning. Right. So I don't get a chance to rest. I got to help him, because he's 7, not 6 anymore, 7, just had a birthday on Sunday. And, it is what it is as he gets acclimated into it. So it's difficult. It's difficult in the sense that, with my daughter, it's easy. We don't do anything. I don't do anything with her remote learning. She gets on herself. She handles it herself. We don't even talk about it. It's nothing to talk about because she handles it. My son is 7. So he still needs help focusing because he'll be looking this way and not the screen and all this kind of stuff. But it is what it is at this point. Jenny writes, I'm glad that you and your family are feeling better. Thank you so much. Kids are still learning. If district were smart by now, they would have teams deployed to homes where students are not checking in to find out the reasons for the disconnect from the resources provided, tutors, technology, 513 relief, etc. But that would be applying to plan over politics. Victoria writes, you sound like my wife, Victoria, because she knows me. I'm ready to get back at it. Victoria writes, take it easy, don't overdo it. COVID is awful. Dale writes, Nate, when I found out I had COVID, I got a home test and my wife went out and got 4 more tests and tested everybody in the house. I ended up being the only one with it, so I had to live in the basement for 5 days, but I had the TV room to myself. Oh, so it was like a win-win, right? Massa Joe Burrow. Lynn writes, Black girls go Burrow. Daryl writes, Junior big man. Yeah, he seemed like he had a little attitude this morning. I don't know. I could see a difference in him. I could definitely see a difference in him. Jenny writes, my first scene is pic. Okay, he's wearing glasses. I must be missing the hype. LOL, who they right? I didn't think it was a big deal. So what, he had glasses on. But, these people went crazy over this. Oh, look at his glasses. Look at his glasses. I'm like, okay. He's not the first football player in a post-game interview to wear sunglasses. I read that Zach Taylor dropped off game balls at 3 area sports bars, restaurants, things like that. Zach Taylor got a job for life now in Cincinnati, right? Cincinnatians, man, they so thirsty for any kind of winning and success. Somebody's gonna suggest that we start naming streets after him. Watch. Joe Burrow Central Park Avenue. Zach Taylor Way. Watch, I guarantee it. It don't take much of Cincinnati. Joe Burrow was looking like true Cincinnati pimp. Pimpin', homie. Pimpin'. Walter writes, did you see Joe Burrow dancing in the locker room? You could tell he's been hanging out with the brothers. I mean, what other dance is there? But you're right. I could tell that. Oh, thank you so much. It is the Double Good popcorn. It is the Bubble Club. Thank you so much. Put the link in the chat. Ooh, I'm not even sure I can do that. I'm not sure if I can put the link in the chat. Let me see. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Maybe I can put the link in the chat. Okay. I'm not sure if I can put the link in the chat, actually. It's on my Facebook page right now. Hold on. It's got a picture of her. She wrote the whole thing. We didn't do anything. I just reposted it. I'll see Victoria Smith, D Kit, Daryl, Monica, Christopher, Sia66. I got you. Most death. Let me see. I do want to help her out. Yeah, she's excited about that kind of stuff. You know, she want to go to LA and start her journalism career and all this kind of stuff. So mommy and daddy said they would help out by letting their peoples know. And I just put a link in there if you're interested. Again, no pressure. I know you got your own shit you're dealing with and your own people, your own grandkids and kids. Take care of them first. Always your family first. But I promised her that I would put it out there on my little networks, and I've done that. You know, daddy got to support her children. So I put it on Facebook and on the Nathan Ivy Show page, and also here in our stream on the Sin Digital page if you're interested. That's how you can order. Some people don't want the popcorn. They just like, can I do a direct to you kind of thing? And I guess we can definitely do that. I want to make sure it's always above board. Whatever you give me, go straight to her. You could always cash at me, Nathan Ivy Show. Just put it in the subject line, that it's, for your daughter or Medium Buddha or whatever. I'll make sure she'll get the proceeds. She'll get every single dollar of it, cent of it. And then, she's as she gets ready for this, and she's excited because she don't get a chance to go nowhere. But I'm tempering her excitement. Like, look, don't forget about COVID now. Don't forget about COVID. That's my time. I know we had brother Kev on the cell. Brother Kev, I didn't get your call in. I think Glenn was trying to call in as well. I really appreciate you, but got to make a move. I'm back. I plan on being with you bright and early tomorrow. It may not be at 7. It may be at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So look at that broadcast for 8 a.m. Reason why is because I'm not sure if I'm ready to do like a whole 2.5 hour show at this point, but we'll see. I'll assess. So I'm about to go help my son with his virtual learning. Have an excellent rest of your day. Take care of yourself. COVID is real, and we'll talk real soon. I'm Nathan Ivy, and I'm out.